If you're watching this, either you want to be an online fitness coach or you want to be a better online fitness coach. So I want to tell you today how to save your money and also how to save your time and how easy it can be to get your business up and running and launched if you don't have much time or money. We can get paying customers on board for $55. If you do not know me, my name is Zach Perner. I help fitness coaches scale their businesses. I've been doing social media for 10 years. I have another YouTube channel, which I do fitness and stuff. And this is the business side of things. So that is it. If you're listening on Spotify, then make sure you give this a great review. If you're here on YouTube, then subscribe and like this video because it helps the algo. The thing to know here is that this is easy. This is easy to do and it's quite simple. And I'm going to share with you what I would do if I only had $100 to spend, right? Now, if I had more money to spend, I would invest in the social blueprint and I would literally get it done as fast as humanly possible and make a shitload more money. But for those who are on the budget, that's cool. Then this is what I would do. And I kind of wanted to use this video as a demonstration of how it just doesn't need to be crazy, right? It can be quite simple. So now getting straight into it, the first thing I would do is I would get a couple of free products. Canva is the first thing I would get. Canva is great I think if you don't know how to use Canva, just go and learn how to use it because you can make assets for your business, for your social media, within your business as well. You want to make things look like pretty. Canva is great for that. You only need the free version for now. That's totally fine. The next thing I would get is some variation of like Typeform. Now Typeform, it has a paid plan, so I would probably use a cheaper one like Google Forms. Typeform is handy though in that it can have like basically partially submitted forms. So if someone submits the first bit, like their name, this could be a coaching application or a lead magnet, then you can collect that name and then even if they don't fill the form out later, you'll still see that they inputted their first bit. But if you want to save money and we're like really tight and you're just thinking, shit, I'm gonna have baked beans again for dinner, that's how tight it is. Okay, that's cool. Let's get like a Google Form or something like that. Should be free. The next one is something you're going to actually pay for, and that is Calendly. Calendly is your scheduler. This is so you can book calls. This is so you can book sales calls. You do not want to sell your coaching on a website. You do not want to sell your coaching in the DMs, or when people ask, hey man, how much is your coaching? And you tell them and then they just ghost you. It's just what happens. So we don't want to do that. We want to sell our coaching on a strategy call, on a longer sales call where you can better understand the prospects, better understand their goals, and better pitch your service basically. Because it's not like salesy by saying to people, let's jump on a sales call. Like it's more like, let's hop on a call and understand your situation and I'll tell you how this fits into it and we can go from there. Otherwise, there's no possible way they're going to understand the value of your service if you just tell them in the DMs. So $10 a month on Calendly, absolutely worth it. Little pro tip on this, you do not want to book out your days like a week in advance. You want to only have 3 to 4 days ahead of time where people can book in. Open up your spots as wide as possible and only do it within that 3 to 4 days. 3 days is, I would say, the ideal. Reason being is someone gets committed, they want to do something, they want to book that call that day, like for the next day. They don't want to do it, next week because then next week comes around, they're not even wanting to lose weight anymore. So make sure that you do it just a few days in advance. The next thing you're going to want to get is Zoom Pro. So I say Zoom Pro because if you use the free Zoom plan, you're on a strategy call with someone and then it says, oh, this meeting's about to end. And you're like, sorry, dude, like, can we wrap it up quickly? You don't want to be like that. So just get the paid version. It's $15 a month. That brings our total up to $25 a month. Okay, that's fine. Now, step 4 is free, and it is to join my free community, which I've just launched for online fitness coaches starting or growing their business. So it's called the Fitness Coach Academy, and you can check it out below in the description. And just come over, introduce yourself. There's a ton of free training. I think you're gonna love it. It's crazy. If you're watching this video, it's crazy not to go join that one. The next thing isn't free, but you're going to need it. And it's an actual delivery method to actually launch your coaching, right? So Trainerize is probably the cheapest I think that I've come across. It's $22 a month. And if you're up to 5 clients, that's what that price is $22 a month. Anything over, it'll be a tiered system. So I think if you haven't got 5 clients yet, well, great. That is a perfect option. And Trainerize is good. It can sync MyFitnessPal. You can tell people what macros to hit. You can watch their kind of like accountability and track it through there. You can give them the workouts. It has everything you need. A lot of people like get tripped up on like, oh, what's the best coaching app? Like what's the best service? And it takes them that long. They never really decide and they never really sell anything. So I have like a couple of different ones that I go for. Trainerize is great. If you want to do specific meal plans, Trainerize isn't as good for meal plans. Kahunas is probably better for meal plans. So either one of those. And then that is like job done. The next one, CapCut Pro. Content creation is pretty much like absolutely important and paramount in what we're doing every single day. So I recommend getting the pro version of CapCut. It's only $8 a month. That's okay. If that doesn't make you want to make more videos because you're paying for it, then just make more videos. This will bring our total to $55 a month. So So far, we can get paying customers on board for 55 bucks. For 55 bucks. Because the way that we're going to take payment is either Stripe or Nui, and either one of those only operate on a fee based on when you get paid. So you only pay when you get paid, and it's like 1%. So that basically means that we can start getting money in the door with only spending $50. Okay, here's where I do something a bit left of field. So I could just not spend my money, but I have $100 to spend. So I've already spent 55. We have the remaining $45 I'm going to spend on Meta ads. Now, I'm going to spend this on boosting a post at around $6.50 a day. I'm going to boost the best post that is going to get my target audience over to my page so they can follow me, so that I can outbound DM them and say, hey, thanks for the follow. What exactly is resonating with the content? Now, if I did my job correctly and I boosted the correct post that brings the right person in, it's going to be a very good lead. Either I'm going to nurture that lead or I'm going to sign them up for a sales call pretty much straight away. The more you post content, the more your leads are actually going to be nurtured. They're going to see your stuff a few times before they even decide to follow. Then that ad may actually get them over and be the thing that makes them go, you know what, I've seen this stuff pop up heaps, it looks cool, I want to follow. But before we keep going, let's actually look at what could happen, like how you could really stuff that up. Now, you would stuff that up if you boosted a post of you just like grabbing your nutsack and saying like, hey guys, this is my nutsack. Look how hairy it is. Follow me for more. That wouldn't be a very good like post to boost, because who's going to follow you from that? Sickos, absolute sickos are going to follow you from that. And you say, hey man, thanks for the follow. What resonated with the content? And they say, I just really liked your nutsack. And you're going to go, you want to get coached by me? They'll go, no, but more of that shit. And so that's an extreme example of what we don't want, right? So what we do want is you to be targeting your niche of FIFO workers, for example. No, let's do a different example. You want to be targeting your niche of tradies, and you put a post, you boost it that says, if you're a tradie, here are 3 things you can eat on site. And then someone follows you from that and you say, hey man, thanks for the follow. What resonated? They said, oh, well, I just saw you post a few videos about helping tradies and I'm currently struggling as a tradie with what to eat on site. And you're like, this is perfect. How long have you been doing that for? Now you're in a conversation. Now you look like the absolute expert on that. So it's basically just enabling you to really home in on your focus of who you want to help and make it as like specific as possible so that when you boost something, you get more bang for buck. Now, that's $6 a day. You should be able to get a profile visit for around 15 cents. So if we do the maths on that and have about $2 per follow, you should get between 3 to 6 follows per day. That's 3 to 6 extra leads every single day, not including the people that just click your page, watch your story, like a few posts here and there. You should be increasing your leads by like 10 a day. At that point, I'd be messaging every single person and going, hey, how can I help? What are you here for? What can we do? And just find their problems. If you can find their problems, you have the solution. So hopefully you can see that like these tools are cheap. Like it's actually so cheap to set this stuff up. But what is difficult is kind of getting good at the stuff. So don't waste your time on the most optimal tools or the website or spending money on a graphic designer. Like just do the work and figure out what you really need help with, because the stuff you really need help with of getting your content good and making sure your ads are the right direction, your niche is spot on, your messaging is right, your marketing campaigns are on point, like that stuff is difficult. And that's kind of what we do in the Social Blueprint. So if you want my help, a couple of things you can do. One, you can head down to the link below and check out the free school group, because like I said, you may as well. Now in there, you'll also find ways that we can help in the Social Blueprint even more. So I'd recommend doing that and reaching out if you would like our help, because it's pretty fun and we can essentially blow up your business or you don't pay. So I hope that helps. I hope you actually enjoyed this video. If you did, show some love below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode.